Hey Janice, I'm responding now while you're at work, mainly because even though I could write down everything, I'll forget and I'm not writing a big long script, so I'll just talk now. I figured this is probably what was going to happen anyway. Yay for you liking the snood cowl thing that I made you, the Slytherin thing, because it really is supposed to be the most functional thing I could think of, which is a really close thing that's a scarf, but it's not a scarf, but it covers all of the important parts, and you can pull it up so that it covers your ears and be real warm without all the bulk and excess. It was originally actually going to be a lot longer, and then I realized that it would be pointless to pull over your head, which would make it virtually dumb to make it the way I made it. And so I stopped it where I stopped it, and it's good that I did, because to know you don't like long scarves is important. Don't discount long scarves altogether. I used to not like them either. In high school, I really hated wearing them, to be honest. It wasn't until I got into college and I realized that they do have a little more versatility. I mean, stuff like this I grew into as I became, I guess, more crafty and got a little more into the knitting and crafting world and stuff. And honestly, this would be a knitted creation of my own if I had the time to do it. Because I like knitted stuff better. But this was really pretty, and I can wear it in my hair and stuff. But a couple years ago, if you had told me I'd be wearing scarves, I'd be giggling at you because I don't like silk scarves. But like I have big bulky ones that I still have with me that were either gifts or that I made myself that were really useful to like covering my ears without having to wear a hat that could fall off or do dumb stuff. It was less stuff to lose while moving around on campus, and so don't discount them completely, but definitely understand it. And when I make other things for you in the future, I'll keep that in mind that you don't like scarves, and I'll try to do other things for you because quite honestly, if I don't have to knit a giant rectangle, I'm a happy girl. As far as knitting Wendy something, she's not really on the front runner of things to make people to make things for. I can't talk today apparently, and I still have a fat chin. Um, I'm not the hugest fan of the girl. I know you can probably tell that. I mean, I don't dislike her because I think that she can be a good friend, but I think that there are things about her that just piss me off. Um, so yeah. So I'll keep that in mind after Christmas and everything is died down, but she's not really a priority. And I'm sure that you figured that already. But don't let her like get her hopes up that Jamie's gonna make her something, cause I have a lot of crap to do. And if I do get back with the Gale, the kangaroo dyer, and get that going, I won't have time to do a lot of other things until that's done or whatever. So we'll see. I'm still really excited about that. I also got contacted on Ravelry today for a project that I made based off of another pattern. I found this knitted or crocheted bikini top that was really easy to make, really quick, and it's adjustable to the size, so I was actually able to crochet like a bikini top that fit me. But I didn't want to wear a crocheted bikini top because it wouldn't really have that much support, so I made it a halter top, and I used this yarn, and I used this yarn, not this particular thing because it's never been opened, but this yarn. And I made it, and it's on there. And somebody messaged me because the pattern that I based my halter top off is written in Russian, but there's a chart that I read that helps to picture that shows all the stitches in it. And they asked how I did it, and so I had to respond, and I told them that I'd write it out. They haven't gotten back to me, but that's really exciting that people are seeing what I'm doing, like my own stuff, and being like, oh my god, that's really cool, I want to do that too. So yeah, there's that. I'm like holding knitting. I was knitting in one of the takes of this video, but I stopped. As far as your paper that you have to do the compare and contrast, for one thing, that girl that couldn't find anything to compare and contrast between the Passion of the Christ and whichever gospel you have to compare it to is blind as a bat. There are a lot of similarities between them, but the Passion of the Christ was written, I don't remember the year, but it was written before Columbus started sailing. It was written between medieval and Renaissance times. I think it was a Renaissance piece. It was written as a theatrical play, and it's very biased. Kind of negative toward a certain group of people. And it's not that it's full of historical inaccuracies to the Gospels. It's just that it's not the Gospels. it's a fictional story written based on the Gospels. And I know there are people who might see this and be like, "Brr," but it was written as a theatrical production of the Gospels. So it's very biased to whatever that person believed, which that person didn't like Jewish people, so it was very biased against them. In fact, because of the Passion of the Christ, that original theatrical version back in medieval time or Renaissance times, there was a little bit of hatred. Not a lot, but a little. I learned about that in music history and just in regular history, talking about that. And I'm sure that what the teacher is looking for is them to compare the movie version or whatever with the whatever gospel you're reading to see where they start to stray. Where the gospel is and then where the other one is. And for her not to see that there are any differences with it just kind of boggles me. But that's my own personal thing. I don't know anything else about her, but whatever. As far as you picking one, unless the project specifically says to do the movie and then read the paper or the corresponding text, pardon me, I would read the text. I personally hate movies, so I don't want to I would hate to watch a movie, dislike said movie, and then read the paper and really hate the paper. It would come out, or read the work, because my paper would show that I hated both. And I don't like showing that I dislike things. So if it were me, I would read one or two of the text if it isn't huge, or start reading them or skim through them and see which one I would enjoy reading first and read that and then watch the corresponding movie. That might also help you. If you really want to do the Cleopatra one, then bite the bullet, get the Cleopatra movie and do it. Because that's it. I've heard that's a pretty good movie, and that should be an interesting compare and contrast. But if it were me, I would read and then watch movie, because I hate movies, and if I can avoid watching movies at all costs, I will. I only like Disney movies. I'm a Disney princess. What can I say? So yeah. So I'm gonna get back to knitting Judy's shawlette. I think I'm a little over halfway done with the stocking knit little triangle piece. You can't really tell because it's like rolling up, but I think I'm getting there. Has to be like 193 stitches. Is that right? Yeah, 193 stitches around this thing. I haven't counted them in a while, but I'm going to right now. I think I only have around 103, so I have to do a little bit more. But yeah, so I'm gonna go. I hope you had a good day at work. I hope you do be the first one in, first one out. That's always nice to be able to be like, peace, you get to set up. I'll see you tomorrow. So have fun with that. Sorry this video was just as long as the other one, if not longer. Love you. Bye.